Hi everyone, welcome to day 5 for Junk Journal July UK. Today we are working with Collage Fodder. This was a little bit different for my usual style, but I think I learned quite a few things. If you enjoy me being out of my comfort zone, please give this a thumbs up and maybe leave a kind comment down below. If this is not your thing, definitely go check out my channel because there's plenty of other things on my channel or my channel. So yeah, but this is what I made today. What else? I had a little bit troubles with filming because my phone's memory was full and I did not realize it. So I started filming and then my phone stopped filming at some point, and I think that actually happened a few times. So bear with me. I'm sorry if there are parts missing. I am trying my best to still explain and show everything to you. So here we go. Let's get started. I started with this huge pile of packaging paper, book page, coffee dyed paper. I also had some patterned paper that I didn't really like, the thin version that I've been using before in this series of videos. I was just doodling, making crosses, dots, circles, foliage, whatever I could think of, circles. The collage fodder was actually a new term for me. I wasn't familiar with it. It's possible that I've heard it before, but I don't know. I can't remember of ever hearing it before. It apparently just means things artists or people put into their journals. Those things can be self-made or found. Typically, for what I could see when I did a quick Google image search, is that they're doodles pretty much like these, the ones that I'm making in this video. There I'm using just cutting die to make myself a frame so that I could draw that circle with the lines. So yeah, this was actually quite fun. At this point when I was doodling, I didn't have any idea what my pieces were going to look like. This was definitely a great way to repurpose some paper that's really not your favorite. I think it works better on this sort of kind of like tone-on-tone paper that doesn't have any really clear patterns to it. Like this one has text, but the other one I was using has different colors, really recognizable shapes. I don't think it works as well necessarily, or it depends on the shape too, what you're doodling and so on, but that's what I thought. It was quite a long process. I have sped this up 4 times. So, but I don't know. I enjoyed it, and surprisingly, to my own mind anyway, I quite like the results that the spread that I came up with. It was fun. It was different to what I usually make, which is actually always fun. So, yep. And this requires no drawing skills whatsoever. I used really basic foliage pieces as my focal images in the things that I made. But like you can see here, I'm just making lines, doodling, uh, basically doing this uh, fake, fake writing on a piece of paper. This is not expensive at all. It's like the original meaning of junk journaling, where you take some trash and turn it into a piece of art. So it's fun in that way as well. This is probably my favorite thing about challenges like this. You can get out of your comfort zone. I know I made it probably sound like a bad thing when I was doing my intro, but it's fun. It's fun to get out from the norm of your own craft room and to try something different. This is not a new thing in any counts, but it's kind of new to me. I think this is more familiar to those that do more mixed media. Here I was using my watercolors, the cheap ones, the one that sprinkle all over your desk whenever it's dry. Yep, not a really good choice, but honestly, I don't do much watercoloring, so the cheap ones are all I have. And this is yet another brand new set that I'm just testing. Um, they are even the cheap ones are not all the same. They vary. Here I had quite a bit of that green color on my brush, so I just brushed it on the paper, and that is probably one of my favorite pieces actually. So it's fun. Here is a look of everything I made. My camera started acting up, or phone, whenever I was painting these pages, so you didn't see that process, unfortunately. And there will be pieces missing from this construction phase as well. And I apologize for that. But it's just a mishap of a day, basically. I did clear my memory, or my phone's memory, after that point. Here I'm just tearing the focal image that I wanted for this page out really roughly, and then I started going closer to the edges. I've noticed that if I press my thumb on top of the image that I want to tear out, it's less likely for me to actually tear the image. Like my thumb is constantly protecting the area I don't want to tear across. There we go. And I'm sorry if my voice sounds really croaky. It's not only morning, but like I mentioned in my previous voiceovers in this same series, I am catching a bit of a summer cold. I hope this is the most of it. I really do, because I enjoy working on this series and I enjoy talking to you, and this is just my style. I sit here, I craft, and then later on I come in, I do a little bit of editing, basically, usually just speeding things up and doing the transmissions and so on. But I I like the way, I mean, I like things the way I do them right now. So if I end up losing my voice, or if it gets even worse than what I sound like right now, then it's possible that I won't be able to do these this way at least. So we'll see, we'll see. Wish me good luck. It's raining here in Finland today. It doesn't feel much like July, but it's really refreshing and it seems almost like magical. It's quite dark outside. Those who know a thing or two about Finland know that it doesn't really get dark in here during the summer, at least not before midnight. And if you go up north, it doesn't really get dark at all. So this is probably the darkest that it's been in a while, excluding the middle of the night, like 3 a.m. or so. On top of the collage fodder that I had, I decided to make this one more piece, where I took just a strip of coffee dyed paper and simply doodled the outsides of it. And I don't know what happened, but as I was constructing this page, I just kept going and going and going with my doodles. Like right here, I'm just going around the edges, trying to get like a messy, careless look to bring those different shapes up a little bit. For the things that I made, or 2 pages that I made for this video, I think this first one is actually my favorite, although I do like the tag that I have on the pocket. You will see that later on. I don't think I did that on camera though, so. But there's just something, as I'm adding the stitching around the foliage, there's just something really harmonic about it, I think. The colors, the peach and olive green. I think it just has a nice effect. And then I did something I really usually don't do because I don't like my own handwriting, although I'm not actually writing in my normal handwriting. This is something, well, I'm trying to be fancier. So I chose a quote that says, "Grow where you are planted." I thought that was kind of like suitable for going, well, I have the theme of going outside the comfort zone and so on in this video, so I felt that was quite nice for this particular project. Because I'm growing where I'm planted, I was given these prompts and I'm following them and I'm learning as I go. So I thought that was kind of perfect. I like it. I have already jumped to the second page here. I'm building my collage. I'm choosing the different patterns I want to use and the focal point that I'm tearing out right now. This was a little bit more difficult to tear actually. And there was, the background piece that has those small circles on it, and the foliage piece that I'm using as my focal image. Here I was swiping some watercolor off my desk. But yes, those 2 pieces that I was talking about, the foliage and the small circles, there's not much of contrast there, so I was trying to see if I could put like this piece there, but I didn't really like it. What I eventually did is I just did some doodling again. I love it. Around the foliage, but yep, maybe that's why this is not my favorite um, page on this spread. But that's okay. Not everyone or not everything has to be my favorite. Like if you make 100 pages or something, let's see. Um, I think we have like 31 prompts. I think. Are they 30 or 31? I can't even remember right now how many days there are in July. So um, that's like 60-ish pages that I'm going to make, hopefully, during this event. It's just bound to happen. There's no way that um, I'm going to like every single piece that I make. So, but I don't have to hate them either. It's just part of the process. I think that's something that's good to keep in mind too. The most important thing is to show up, to keep doing what you do, um, to enjoy the crafting process. Just it's a hobby. At least for me, I know some people do this for a living, but for me, this is just a hobby. And the main reason why I have this hobby is so that I can enjoy it. So there's that. I added some stitching around this foliage piece as well, just like I did on the other page. But because this is all black, the stitching is not really standing up the way I would like it to. But I think it still brings just a little bit of something something. And here I'm doodling some more, just bringing those background pieces to life. And here is the tag that I made. Unfortunately, I couldn't show you the process because my phone stopped filming, but there it is. And here is the final review with the Collage Fodder prompt on the page. I hope you like this video. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. Perhaps leave a kind comment down below. I want to thank you for joining me today, and I hope I will be seeing you next time. Bye for now.